most rebellious teenager thing you've ever done? When I was 16, my mom started dating this guy, Derek, who decided I needed to earn my keep around the house. He made me do everyone's laundry, cook dinner every night, and clean the entire house on weekends while he sat on the couch drinking beer and yelling at the TV like some kind of unemployed king. The breaking point came when he told me I had to pay him $200 rent from my part-time job at the movie theater. I was making minimum wage, working 15 hours a week. That was basically my entire paycheck plus tips. So I decided to get creative with my rebellion instead of just storming out like a normal teenager. I started accidentally ruining everything. First, I'd wash his white dress shirts with my mom's red sweater so they all turned this beautiful shade of pink. When he confronted me, I'd just shrug and say, "Sorry, I'm still learning how to do laundry properly. Maybe you could teach me?" With the most innocent face possible. Then I moved on to cooking. I'd make dinner every night like he demanded, but forget to add salt or accidentally dump way too much hot sauce into his portion specifically. I'd cook his steak well done when he wanted medium rare, or undercook his chicken just enough to make him paranoid about food poisoning but not actually sick. When cleaning his bathroom, I started using his expensive $80 cologne as toilet bowl cleaner. He'd come home from work and couldn't figure out why his bathroom smelled like a weird mix of Axe body spray and industrial bleach. He kept asking my mom if she noticed the chemical smell too, but the absolute masterpiece was his car. Derek was completely obsessed with his stupid Honda Civic that he'd bought used but treated like a limited edition Ferrari. Every Saturday morning, he'd spend 3 hours washing and waxing it, checking the tire pressure, organizing his trunk like it was going to be featured in a car show. So I got some of those little packets of tropical fish food from my friend Marcus, who worked at the pet store downtown. Every morning before school, while Derek was in the shower, I'd slip a few flakes into his air conditioning vents through the little gaps near the windshield wipers. By afternoon, when Derek got home from his construction job, his car would smell like a dead fish market mixed with low tide, but only when he turned on the AC. The smell would hit him like a physical wall the second he started the engine and turned on the air. He took that car to 3 different mechanics trying to figure out what was wrong. Spent over $400 getting the vents professionally cleaned, all the filters replaced, even had them check for dead animals under the hood or in the exhaust system. Each time, they'd tell him the car was mechanically perfect, which just made him more paranoid and frustrated. Meanwhile, I kept up my other sabotage efforts around the house. I'd accidentally put his expensive work boots in the washing machine with bleach, then act confused when they came out looking like they'd been attacked by a chemical spill. I'd reorganize his tool shed every few days so he could never find his hammer or screwdrivers, then helpfully suggest maybe he was getting forgetful in his old age. I also started leaving his beer cans open just long enough for them to go flat before putting them back in the fridge. He'd grab a beer after work, take a sip of flat foam, and look completely baffled. I'd watch him check the expiration dates and shake the cans like they were broken. This psychological warfare went on for 2 solid months. Derek was slowly going insane, yelling at my mom that the house was cursed or that I was some kind of evil genius trying to drive him crazy on purpose. He started keeping a notebook of all the weird incidents happening around the house. He even brought in a priest from his church to bless the house and cleanse it of negative energy because he was convinced something supernatural was happening. The priest took one look around our normal suburban house and basically told Derek he needed therapy, not an exorcism. My mom started getting really tired of his paranoid rants about how everything in the house was mysteriously breaking, smelling weird, or malfunctioning. She thought he was having some kind of mental breakdown, especially when he started accusing me of being possessed or practicing witchcraft in my bedroom. The final straw came when Derek tried to install security cameras around the house to catch me in the act of whatever he thought I was doing. My mom saw that as him not trusting her judgment about her own kid, and she completely lost it on him in front of the whole neighborhood. She told him to pack his pink shirts, take his fish-scented car, and get out of our house immediately. As he was loading his stuff into that smelly Civic, looking absolutely defeated and confused about what had happened to his life, I couldn't resist walking up to him and calmly explaining exactly what I'd been doing for the past 2 months. His face went from confusion to pure rage to complete defeat in about 10 seconds. But what could he possibly do at that point? He'd already lost my mom, looked completely insane to everyone who knew him, and spent hundreds of dollars on unnecessary car repairs and a priest consultation.